If you're trying to break into the housing market here in this country, but you don't have a great credit score, you may be going, oh, what do I do? How can you secure a mortgage when you have bad credit? Mary Sialtsis is a mortgage broker. She is here to answer all of those questions. She's got some tips. She's here with us in studio this morning. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Okay, so let's get down to it. How do you find out what your credit score actually is?
So you can actually request a report from Equifax once a year. You submit your request in writing and you will get the report for free. It will provide you with a full breakdown of your credit history as well as the score.
When you say free, so can you just check your credit anytime you want, or do you get dinged when you do that?
When you're checking yourself, generally you don't get dinged. But if you're going to different potential lenders and they keep checking your credit, you do get dinged.
And when you go to your online banking, like, oh, I'm with RBC, and there's a little thing that you can click on the side that says check your credit score. That's all valid?
That's valid. It's valid. It's all different apps and stuff. Yep.
Okay. So what is considered a bad credit score?
Generally, anything below 680 is considered bad. The worst by far is anything below 600. So anywhere from 600 to 680 is sort of a questionable period. So ideally, you want to be above 680.
Okay, so tips for how to get a mortgage with bad credit. Your first tip is what?
So the first tip, once you know you have bad credit, is to start fixing it. But know that if you do have what I prefer to call bruised credit as opposed to bad credit, when you have bruised credit, the first thing to do is to contact a mortgage broker like myself to get that, because your regular bank can't help you. Once your score falls below their threshold, they can't help you get a mortgage. So you actually need to speak to a mortgage professional in order to do that. So that's first and foremost.
Around, right?
Yeah.
And improving your credit score. So let's talk about, firstly, credit card balances and the danger there.
Correct. So it's not just missed payments that will lower your score. It's carrying very high balances that will also lower your score. So even though you're paying on time, consistently carrying very high balances will have an impact on your score.
And it's a percentage, right?
It is. Usually we say to stay below 60% of the available limit, or below 50% is ideal. It's not always possible.
Right.
But yeah, routinely carrying very high balances will cost you in score.
Also paying your bills.
You have to pay the bills on time. That is number one. And I mean, we're all living in a busy world and we're all going at 100 miles an hour. So you can set up automatic payment options with your online banking, and they'll take at least the minimum payment when it's due. And then once you catch up to it, you can make another payment.
It makes life so much easier too, because life gets busy.
It does,
gets busy,
and it's easy to miss things.
It is.
Especially now, since most people are receiving their bills online. What if that particular email goes into your spam folder as opposed to your inbox?
Yes.
You might not have seen it, and you're so busy, you just forget that it's coming.
So a lot of people, I mean, you mentioned this off the top, so banks won't even look at you, right, when you're below a certain credit score. I like how you say bruised, though, because that just means that it can heal. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, and it just takes a little bit of time. But how long does it take?
Well, this is it. Depending on how bruised it is, it can take up to 2 years to clean it.
Oof.
So what lenders like to see after you've had a period of bruised credit is they really like to see 2 years of clean credit history, meaning you've paid on time, your balances are kept lower, there aren't any derogatories or any kind of collection items. You know, sometimes you might have a dispute with your telecommunications company. You may choose not to pay the bill until it's resolved. Unfortunately, they will report to the credit agencies and it will show up as a derogatory, or it may even go to collections. And I've seen things go to collections for as low as $30.
Oh, and that can really, really hurt you.
Exactly.
One last thing I want to ask you about, because I have friends that recently moved to Canada. They're in their mid-40s. They've got 2 kids, but they have no credit history in this country. So how can they build their credit history quickly?
So first and foremost, they have to get credit cards, and both of them immediately. And even if they have to get what's called a secured credit card, that's what they need to do. So a secured credit card, you actually pay you start with like a $500 or $1,000 balance, you actually pay it to the lender in advance. So this way, if you happen to miss a payment, they've already got the money. So if you have to, you start with a secured credit card with a $500 limit. It's ridiculous, but it's the best way to do it. And then over time, as you prove yourself to be a good borrower, they'll increase your limit, and then your regular bank will offer you one, and it'll start to improve. But when you are new to Canada, it's most important to apply for some credit right away. If you're planning to get a vehicle or a home, you need to have 2 years of good, clean credit history. You need to have at least 2 different credit facilities, whether it be a credit card or a line of credit, and you have to have a minimum of $2,500 of available limit on both of them.
Very great information.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.